It's wake-up money time, so less than a week now from your tax filing deadline is next Wednesday, April 15th, and some folks, maybe even you, will find there is no way to complete your tax return in time. Never fear. To talk about the consequences of filing late and what you could do about it, Certified Public Accountant Bob Martin on Filing Tip Friday. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Tom.
So what is the biggest reason people cannot seem to get the paperwork done in time?
Procrastination.
Pure and simple.
Just plain and simple.
So there's some people who haven't even started.
Right, and they don't want to face the inevitable, that they might owe tax.
So the biggest, I guess, net effect of not filing your tax work on time, I mean, there are millions of taxpayers. The IRS going to find you?
They eventually will. But it won't happen right away. But, you know, there are other reasons why people don't file on time. Some of them are pretty legitimate. You may be waiting for information from a third-party source, and it could be your accountant just doesn't have time to get the work done. Or you could have a life-changing event, something like divorce, illness, death. Fortunately, the IRS does provide a mechanism where you can extend the filing deadline out to October 15th.
Okay, well, let me ask about the consequences of this. Let's assume that you paid Uncle Sam. They owe you money at some point. You just can't get the paperwork done. What are the consequences of not giving them the return on time?
There are no consequences if you've got a refund coming. As long as you get that extension in, there are no consequences if you don't owe any tax.
Okay.
If you do owe tax, there could be consequences, even if you file the extension.
Now, I've always wondered this part. You can't finish your paperwork on time, okay? But you do owe taxes. The IRS says you got to pay the money. How much, if you're not able to finish the return, how do you know how much money you owe?
Well, you just have to estimate. And usually if you've worked with an accountant every year, they can come up with a pretty good estimate. Usually you know what the income number is. You just don't know what all the deductions are. And so we tend to do an estimate and err on the high side just to be safe.
And settle it out a little farther on down the road.
Right. And sometimes you just apply the refund to the next year if you're going to owe tax.
Okay, real quickly, the mechanics if you have to file an extension. There's a form for it, I'm sure.
Right. And we'll have a link up on the website. It's Form 4868. And if you don't have enough money to pay, then you should still file your extension and then also fill out a Form 4865, which requests additional time to pay.
All right. And these are all automatic generally, and if you need to pay in installments, they can do that as well. They will make it easy just to make sure that you give them your money.
That's right.
Yeah. Bob Martin, I know you have a busy weekend ahead because, hey, the deadline's coming, so thanks very much. Do appreciate it, Bob.
You're welcome.